We're back on the SportsMax Zone. To track and field we go now, and the South Carolina-based Clemson University has announced plans to terminate its men's outdoor track and field programs, along with its men's cross-country program effective June 2021. The cuts come amid a raft of changes among institutions under the umbrella of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, the NCAA, which have been experiencing significant revenue loss due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, joining us to discuss the situation at Clemson is the Director of Track and Field and Cross Country, Mark Elliot. Mark, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Great to be discussing this with you. Can I ask you first, though, why is it that the men's program is being terminated and the women's program goes on?
Well, there's many different reasons why the institution reached this decision. It's not just based on what our athletic director said. It's not just purely financial. We also have that is referred to Title IX, which is opportunities for more female to be in sports. You have to have just as much female as you do men athletes on campus as it relates to sports. So the female program was never in jeopardy and wouldn't be in jeopardy, because to stay within the federal laws of Title IX, we have to have not just women's track and field and cross country, all the different women's sports. The men seems to be a little bit more, I hate to use that word, expendable, because it doesn't fall within the Title IX at this point, because we have a lot more men's sports and men student athlete.
Yeah. Can I ask how disappointing has this been, though, to the men's program? We know there are some Caribbean athletes, there are several Jamaicans and at least one Barbadian in the past couple of years.
Well, I mean, it's severely disappointing to both men and women. I mean, this is half of our team that is being cut in fall of 2021. So, I mean, we operate as one team. While I know we compete, you have the women's side and the men's side, but we have one Clemson track and field and cross country. So both men and women are, right now, it's still fresh bad news to them, and they're still trying to process the whole thing. So it is devastating to all of the kids on the team.
Yeah, Mark, are there rules in the system to protect or support athletes when situations like these arise?
Well, there is rules. The one thing that let me be clear on some of the issues as it relates to any student athlete, their academics. No matter where they are in their eligibility or their years in college, all of that going to still be taken care of until they graduate. All the medical and every treatment that they need will still be taken care of. The disappointing thing is just not having the sport. The devastating thing is just not having the sport for men. But everything else still applies. Their insurance, everything is covered. And as it relates to Caribbean athletes, it's the same. They're still covered. Now, there is some on our team. We have 5 men, and you did mention, a student athlete from Barbados, but he's graduating in about 4 weeks, and we have 3 out of the 5 men from Jamaica is also graduating. I think 2 within 4 weeks, and the next in the end of the spring, meaning in June of next year. So we have 2 that still have 2 full years of eligibility left, and if they choose to stay, finish their degree, they'll be covered. And if they choose to transfer to another institution that still sponsored the sport, we as my coaches and I will ensure that they get to a comparable program, or that definitely still sponsored men track and field and cross country.
Yeah, the Barbadian athlete you talk of is Joan Augustin Mayers, and I think he's actually a thrower. No,
he's actually a hurdler.
A hurdler. Oh, he's a hurdler.
Yeah.
All right. The situation that you've just outlined, where the athletes are still secure in their arrangements with the school and so on, does that go to the coaches as well, yourself and the rest of the coaching staff?
Well, no. I mean, the NCAA rules, when you only have one program, meaning if you only have men or women, your coaching staff has to be half the size it is. So, and that's an NCAA rule. That's not an NCAA institutional rule. So I have a staff of seven coaches, basically, 6 coaches. So it has to be cut in half, or it's just normal way of life. I mean, if they're doing a department or changing things, you never know. No, all 6 of us aren't actually safe here. We all do have contracts, and it will be honored just like the kids. But I can't guarantee you I'll be the director next season or any of the other coaches. We just got to see where it goes at the end of the season, where this goes. So I can't tell you, but there will be 3 coaches here coaching the women team starting the fall 2021.
All right, just one more question before you go, Mark. What percentage rating would you give to the chances of the program being resuscitated? Because that should or could happen in the future, can't it?
Well, if I would say a very high percentage from my perspective, based on just what happened so far this year with other programs that did it. They have to reinstate it, based on, many different issues or many different support that comes in or many different inquiries that have the university change. But if I have to quote what our athletic director said, he said that won't be the case here, but I wouldn't say all those are finals. We're going to do our best on the field, off the field, to do whatever we can to have them readjusted, and hopefully we'll have a program here next fall, 2021.
Excellent, Mark Elliot. Thanks for talking to us on the SportsMax Zone. We'll be in touch.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so serious developments there, and we have seen, Mariah and George, where the COVID-19 pandemic has caused huge instability in many aspects of the world, not just sport, and this is one of the latest.
And when I listened to Mr. Elliot closely, he was sure to make us know that the reason for the program being pulled is not only financial, but a lot of different factors. I think it's always very disheartening when, athletes miss out from opportunities, scholarship opportunities, people lose their job, but I guess those making the decisions, they're left with no choice based on the situation right now. So we just have to wait and hope that, as you ask, Lance, as you asked that question just now about resuscitating, I feel like we can just wait and hope for that.
George, any quick comments?
Well, it is what it is. As he said, the most important thing he said, we tend to forget the athletes are student athletes. They're pursuing a degree first.
Yes.
So there you go.
Okay, so the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Derby winner, Authentic, ridden by John Velasquez for fellow Hall of Famer Bob Baffert. As we switch from track and field to horse racing, well, they fended off rivals to win the $6 million Longines Breeders' Cup Classic at Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky on Saturday. It was shown live on SportsMax.
Authentic is the one to catch. Oval Campaign comes up on his outside. Improbable charges into the stretch 3 wide. Maximum Security on the rail. And they're into the stretch. And here comes Improbable after Authentic. The 2 Bob Baffert horses. Authentic digs in. Improbable to the outside second. Tis the Law trying to make a run down the center of the track. But it's Authentic in front. He won the Derby. He won the Breeders' Cup Classic. He's Authentic indeed.
So Bob Baffert's Authentic does it. I think that was Mariah Ramharak's prediction. Baffert suggested pre-race that he thought Improbable was the best of his entries, but the 3-year-old does it, and does it impressively.
I know a top horse when I see a top horse, and George can tell you all that's true. So if you need some betting tips, check me.
She also picked a winner at Caymanas earlier on Saturday. So you were in good form. Did you make money?
I didn't.
Was it one of those Dane Nelson wins, George? That was pretty clear for everyone to see.
No,
no,
it wasn't.
It was. I think it was his second win. It was his second win on the card, so it wasn't when everybody started to cash in on the date. It was before the bandwagon started rolling. So she saw it. She actually picked the winner, Lance.
Yes.
In the paddock, when she saw the horses parading, she was looking at them and she said, "This one looks the best." And with Dane giving it a boost,
yes,
yeah. So you have to give her a kudos.
Ramharak, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
I know, I impressed myself. And then with me picking Authentic, so it's not luck. It's just that I have an eye for these horses.
There you go. All right. Well, what's coming up on the channel this week, you may ask? Calypso cricket. Premieres this Monday, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. EDT, SportsMax. We have Skybet EFL action live Friday and Saturday on SportsMax. And the South American World Cup qualifiers, remember that it's International Week that's upon us. 2 games for, well, 3 games for some international teams. But we have the World Cup qualifiers Thursday, Friday, SportsMax and SportsMax 2. And those games, we have the big games for you live, including one between Argentina and Paraguay, Messi and the company at it again.